Too late. Nawal al-Makhafi, BBC News, reporting from Chad and Sudan.
Let's get some analysis now. I'm joined by Mohamed Taha from BBC Arabic. Give us a sense of the scale of this crisis.
Good morning, Lauren. Yes, I want to give you a scale when we compare to what's happening in Gaza. We are talking about between 20,000 and 150,000 people were killed in this war. The war entered its 500 days. It's 500 days so far. We are talking about 25 people are under the crisis of starvation, 25 million people under the crisis of starvation. We're talking about 8 million people evacuated their homes. They are displaced internally, and 2 million people left Sudan completely. We are talking about 10 million people left their homes and displaced because of this crisis. We are talking about fighting that's happening while we are talking, Lauren, in Darfur, in Kordofan, in Sennar, in Al Jazeera. We are talking about a massive scale of war, and it's really good for the BBC to highlight this war today, whilst the focus in the world in the last months were on Gaza and Ukraine.
And briefly, the background to these two warring parties.
Of course, the two main parties, which is the Sudan Armed Force and the Rapid Support Forces, they were one force at one time. They were included in the State Council that has been formed after the collapse of the Omar al-Bashir regime a few years ago, and they were cooperating a lot in governing in Sudan until they get into struggling power, and they had to fight all of this time.
And what are the prospects of this coming to an end anytime soon?
Indeed, the United States hosted some talks a few weeks ago in Geneva. These were participated by United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia and Egypt. These countries all involved in the matters in Sudan in a form or shape, and unfortunately the two main conflict parties did not talk directly. All what they agreed on allowing a humanitarian access, as the humanitarian situation is really bad. There is a fear of cholera outbreak. There is a fear of hunger and people dying from hunger, and but they didn't agree at all on ending this conflict and ending this war. Each party is keen to have the power on their own.
Mohamed Taha, thank you very much indeed. Thank you. US Secretary